How are indigenous rights affected in this whole process of reducing emissions from deforestation in the projects that you've looked at?
So I've been focusing on projects in Papua New Guinea and Indonesia that Australia has a direct funding relationship with. And what I was finding is that through the design and development of these projects, indigenous rights are devalued in terms of the design, but also impacted quite significantly when the projects are actually implemented, as I believe that the design of RED is kind of open to people who want to take advantage of getting kind of a quick buck in a way.
And, presumably not done on purpose, presumably an oversight in the design of the policies.
There have been cases which lead you to question the motivations of the people implementing the projects, but yes, majority is related to the design.
Right. And have you found in your research, ways to try to close those gaps, to try to redesign policies to avoid this abuse of indigenous rights?
Definitely, and I don't think it's so much of a kind of a foreign idea. Simply to involve indigenous peoples throughout the design and development and throughout the whole monitoring process of a RED project. It's been being called for across a number of development projects, not only involved with RED, but across the whole development agenda at the moment. And I think that is a minimum requirement for RED projects to involve indigenous peoples, to involve indigenous knowledge systems and indigenous appreciations of nature and the communities that they live in, and really incorporate those kind of ideas and throughout the whole process.
So presumably we have something to learn from them as well. It should be a two-way process.
Definitely. I mean, if you look at the RED projects around the world, they're focusing only on the ways that trees can capture and sequester carbon. So they're looking at trees only as a carbon sink. However, indigenous peoples who are living in forested communities or non-indigenous forest-based communities really have a much more complex understanding of the value of forests, which we really need to take into account, especially if we're moving towards a society which, you know, has to come to terms with the fact that we need to reappreciate the value of nature.
Okay, that's great, thank you.